So now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to work on these buttons. And I'm going to change a few things about these buttons, and I'm going to add an awesome effect that you will see shortly. So here, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to say dot product and then buy button. Remember, we have the buy btn, which is this. We have this button, buy now, which has a class called buy btn. So now for this buy button, I'm gonna change the background color. So I'm gonna say background color, instead of black, I'm gonna use this color, FB77 4B, which is an orange color. And I'm gonna add a transform y, translate y 50px. And then I'm gonna also give it an opacity of 0, and I'm gonna give it a transition. So the transition would be 0.3 seconds all. Now if I save and refresh, you'll find that the button is gone. These buttons are gone. So why did I do this? The reason why I did this is because I want these buttons to be displayed only if I hover over the product. Otherwise, I want these buttons to be hidden. So to make these buttons appear, if I hover over the product, I can here say product, and then hover. If I hover over the product, what I want to happen is that I want the buy button to be displayed. So to make this button to make the button show up, I'm gonna say transform and then translate y 0. If I say 0px, now the button will go from 50px y, which is the y-axis, all the way to 0, which is its original location. So it's gonna go from initially it's gonna be at 50, and then it's gonna go to its original location. And I'm gonna also change the opacity to 1, because if you don't do this, the button will be hidden. Opacity 0 means that the button will not be there. It's not gonna show up. 1, it means that it will have just the original opacity. Let me show you now what's gonna happen. So if I hover over the product, the button will show up, and if I hover outside, the button will not be displayed, which is awesome. So this is for the button. Another thing that I want to work on is this separator. So for this separator, I'm gonna here say HR, and then I'm gonna give it first a width. I'm gonna decrease the width to only 30px, because as you can see here, it takes the complete width of the element of the parent, and I only want it to take a small width. And I'm gonna also change the height to be 3px important, because I want to override the original design. Also, I'm gonna give it opacity 1 important, and I'm gonna change its background color. I'm gonna use the orange color that I used earlier, which is this color, FB77 4B. Let me now save and let me refresh, and as you can see, it's gonna look like this. But we want to move this from the left side to the middle. How can we do this? To do this, it's super simple. You can use the HR. You can use the here. You can use a bootstrap class called MX Auto. This class would center the HR. Let me now show you this. As you can see, the line will be centered. Finally, I'm going to work on these stars. So instead of black, I'm going to display them in gold color, in yellow color. So I'm going to say here star, because we already have a class called star here. Star, this class star. So here I'm going to say star, and then For the star, I'm going to give it first a padding. I'm going to say padding 10 top and bottom, and 0 left and right. And for the star, I want to change its color. So first I'm going to change the font size. I'm going to change its font size to be 0.9 rem. However, I'm going to give it a color that's gold. I'm going to say golden rod, which is a yellow, kind of a yellow color. Let me now save and refresh, and as you can see, it's going to look amazing.